Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Stout and I'm excited to share with you our newest titles and some of our favorites too that are great for Christmas or any time of the year. So I'm going to start with some really fun ones that we have tons of different activities and sticker books, and so I want to make sure to showcase some of those because these are specifically great for year-round, but for adults and kids alike. So we have tons of different coloring books. If you guys haven't seen them before, we have things like flags of the world to color, mandalas to color, Japanese patterns to color, folk art patterns to color, Mexican patterns to color, art to color, and more. So if you're looking for coloring books or activity books, or you're not quite sure, if you're looking for a gift for somebody in your life, these types of books are great. We also have these. They're 4, and you could buy a set of 4 or you can buy them individually. And I think they're only $6.99 each, but they have 24 cardstock posters inside that you can color. They have quotes. This one's inspirational quotes. There's proverbs. There's Shakespeare. There's more. But they have these quotes, and then they have information on the biographical information on the back. So these are pretty cool. Okay, along the same veins as this one called the Snow Queen Magic Painting Book. And we have either 6 or 8, a lot in the Snow Queen, or in the Magic Painting Book series. This one is the newest, and the cool thing about this one is that it actually has a story. So it tells a story of the Snow Queen throughout. So the pages are perforated, and what you do is you use the paintbrush with water, you dip it in water, and then it shows up with the colors just like you can see here. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we have several different new chapter books that just came out. Some of them are part of a series. Some of them are new series, like this one, Bear Grylls. We have 4 in this new Bear Grylls Adventure series that we are really loving in our family. And then there was actually some nonfiction books by Bear Grylls that are coming out too. So we just had Extreme Adventures, which is a nonfiction title, just become available yesterday, and several other activity books and nonfiction from him as well. This one's called the Map Maker Chronicles Race to the End of the World. We have tons of different novels and chapter books and storybooks. We literally have almost 2,000 books in our catalog. So if there's a book that you want to see, or if there's an age or interest that you're looking at, please let me know because I'm happy to make sure that you can see inside that. So here are some here are some fun new graphic novels. So these ones are called Graphic Legends, King Arthur and Robin Hood. And then we have Dracula, which is a graphic classic. The cool thing about these books is it introduces kids in a graphic novel format these different legends or classic tales that they're going to encounter later in life. So it just brings it to life in a really fun way. These two specifically, Robin Hood and King Arthur, we have read over and over and over again. My oldest, who is 5, loves those books. Okay, these are not new, but these are really great gifts for any time of the year, but also especially this time of the year. So this one's called Do Nice, Be Kind, Spread Happy. This one's called Be the Change, Make It Happen. So for Do Nice, Be Kind, Spread Happy, how this one works is it gives you ideas for random acts of kindness. So it helps you get outside yourself and be looking for ways that you can help somebody else. So you can document here what you did. There's like a little spot to journal what date you did the different things. And it's just really fun to be able to give kids and your family ideas. So this one is about making a difference in the world, and it's about teaching kids how they can make a difference in the world, what they can do to make change happen. So it's really neat. It provides some really cool ideas for kids, things that they can be able to do in their own homes. Okay, so this is a new one. It's called Lift the Flap ABC, and it's a part of our Lift the Flap collection for younger kids. So the neat thing about these books is obviously there's flaps, which are really engaging for young kids, but they also have the different practices on each page that help to practice those letters. So it makes it really fun for kids. So in this series, we also have for the younger Lift the Flaps, we have Lift the Flap colors, Lift the Flap numbers, Lift the Flap opposites, word book, shapes, first math. Did I miss one? We have them all. Sizes and measuring. That's another new one, is sizes and measuring. Okay, this one isn't new to this fall, but it is newer. So we have these books called 199 Animals, 199 Things That Go, and 199 Things Under the Sea. And it's basically a smaller version of these bigger books, 1,000 Animals, 1,000 Things That Go, etc. And the cool thing about this book, 199 Animals, or any of these ones, is that they have these different animals according to theme. You can hear ours is kind of dirty because my baby loves to read this even while he's eating. But it has so many different animals, and my youngest will just point and say, "What's that? What's that?" And then we play I Spy with it. These are really fun for younger and older kids alike. Okay, so this is our newest in our writing handbook series. So we have tons of books in this series. This one's called The Creative Writer's Handbook, and it gives all this guidance for creative writing, which I actually got this for myself because I'm a writer. So this one's called The Creative Writer's Handbook, but we also have this one that came out earlier this year, Creative Writing Handbook. We have, let's see here, My First Story Writing Book, my Write Your Own Adventure Stories, Write and Draw Your Own Comics, and did I miss one? I'm probably missing one. But we have several in that writing series if you're looking for something like that for your children. Okay, I'm so excited about this book. So this one just came out. This one's called What's Above. We had this book, What's Below. So this one's actually, What's Below is a pop-down book. So it pops down to show what's below the earth. So What's Above just came out a few weeks ago, and this is a pop-up book to show what's above the earth. So it's just really neat and engaging for kids. I'll show you my favorite, which I think is really cool, is actually the earth. But it's so cool. I mean, who would know that all those things can pop out of just that book? So my kids are really enjoying that one. Okay, this one also isn't new, but this series is so awesome, and I know that some of you were looking for books for kids like this. So this one's called My First Word Book About Me, but we have one just My First Word Book, My First Word Book About Food, about the farm, etc. But it goes through in different themes and shows all these different whatever it might be. So what I can do, and it's really great practice for kids, kind of like with the animal book, the same scenario. If you have a child that's struggling with speech, you can be able to practice pointing to the different things and saying t-shirt, skirt, dress, cardigan, etc. So a lot of speech therapists will use books like this to be able to help their clients. Okay, this is a really engaging book that just came out. This one's called Ludwig the Sea Dog. There's also Ludwig the Space Dog. Oops, I guess we already have the glasses out. So there's 3D glasses to go along with the book. And it's actually a 3D book. So you use the glasses to be able to read the book. So same thing with Ludwig the Space Dog, that you would actually read the book with glasses. So if you guys are familiar, it's actually the same author who wrote this one. So Henning Lülein wrote All Better, and All Better is one of our best-selling, it's actually our #1 best-selling book. So this is All Better is that you kiss it, put a bandage on All Better, and there's these 5 reusable stickers to put on each of the animals when they get an owie. So that one's one of our very favorites too. Okay, I have to show you guys a couple books for little babies. If you haven't seen it, this one actually just came back in stock yesterday. This is called That's Not My Unicorn. And this is our 50th in the collection of That's Not My books. So these books are so awesome because it gives kids a sense of what an adjective feels like. Rather than just saying a word, it actually gives a definition to that word for young children. So that's my unicorn. Its horn is so sparkly. Then you can see it says sparkly. And you know what's neat is my baby actually will know that this is fluffy, but now he's started to touch other things and say bumpy, fluffy, whatever it might be because of these books. And they're also great even for young readers because my niece who struggled with reading, she went one day and pulled all of That's Not My books off of our shelf and just kept reading through them and loved it because she loved the repetition. So they're great for young readers as well. This is brand new, just came out a couple weeks ago, and this is a brand new series that they're starting called A Peek Through book. So it's called A Peek Through book because they're looking for the elephant and there's little parts peeking through that they're trying to find the elephant. So that one's a really cute book. If you haven't seen this series, this is fairly, well, there are now 4 or 5 in this series. So these are called Slide and See books, But the cool thing about this is they're for young kids, for babies and toddlers, because there's not flaps. You know how, well, my baby anyway, he will rip flaps. But there aren't flaps within the book, but there are movable parts and touchy-feely parts and bright colored pictures. My baby specifically loves this book. Okay, there are so many books that I could show you. So if you, I have a whole stack of storybooks that are our favorites, but I don't have time. So if you have a question about a story book, or like I said, an age or an interest that you're looking for, please let me know. I'm happy to answer that question and help you see inside of it. So this is a part of our Lift the Flap series that this one just came out. It's called Lift the Flap Periodic Table, and it shows the kids inside the periodic table. So it discusses the periodic table. Seriously, okay, I'm kind of a science nerd, but I love chemistry. So I knew that we had to get this in my family. And my oldest son, it has been so fun for us to be able to talk about what is a gas, what's a liquid, what's a solid, and how do they combine together, etc. So fun for me. Okay, the last one I'm going to show you are these two. So we have this series called the Academy series that are just amazing for kids. So we have in this series Engineer Academy, Scientist Academy, Coder Academy is our very newest, Vet Academy, Astronaut Academy, and Architect Academy. So I'll show you how these books work. So each of them has, in the front, they have a little pull-out part where they can create, in this case, a robot. In the Scientist Academy, they created a sundial. Then in the back, there's a game board that actually comes out.